I'm going to interview June. So, can you tell us your full name?
My name is June Khan. I was originally June Lee Singh.
I
That's my full name.
Okay. And where were you born?
I was born in Trinidad.
And what year was that?
I was born in 1931.
And how old are you now?
That makes me 91 years, going on 92.
You still look young.
I am an old lady.
Okay. You were born in Trinidad.
Yes.
Can you tell me something about your family, your background?
Right. I call myself Chinese, but I had an East Indian grandmother, so I am mixed. I'm Chinese and Indian,
Okay. And then you were born in Trinidad.
but I am a true Trini.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know much about Trinidad. Maybe later on you can tell me more about that.
Yes.
What is your family culture heritage?
So it's Chinese and East Indian. And of course, Trinidadian. I am first and foremost a Trini.
Okay.
As we say in Trinidad, Trini to the bone.
Tell us about your favorite food when you were a child.
When I was a child, my favorite food was my father's Chinese food. But I had other favorite foods as well,
Yeah.
because I grew up eating the East Indian food and of course the Trinidad style food.
I see.
Yes.
Can you recall for all the food that your father made, do you have any special dish that you like that made from your father?
Yes, he was a great cook. I miss his meat, his fish balls. He made it with kingfish, and you can't get his fish balls anywhere. It was unique.
I see. I think that you miss your father too, right?
I do.
Not only the food that he made. Okay. May I ask you, can you recall anything from your family, the food that your father cooked, that passed from one generation to generation, or even the food that you cook, you pass it to your kid?
I don't think that I particularly passed on anything. I don't think anything was passed on to me, and I don't think I passed on anything to my children. But of course, we have the background of our ethnic foods and the Trinidad style food, of course.
Yeah,
Does that come in here?
yeah, I, I remember one time you gave me this one, the roti.
Ah,
Do you learn from your parent, and does your kid know how to do this?
my children cannot make roti. My mother could not make roti. I learned to make roti from my aunt-in-law. She
see.
taught me to make roti.
Okay.
Yes.
Will
Right now, this roti is my roti because it's not anybody else's. It's unique.
Oh,
But it is roti. It's the closest thing to sada roti.
oh. Will you show this one to your kid how to do this?
No, they're not interested.
Oh,
It's easy to buy. In Toronto, we have so many roti shops. You go to a roti shop and you can get any kind of Trinidad style food. So no, there's no need to know how to make it. It's time consuming.
time consuming. Is it difficult to make?
Not for me.
But time consuming.
Yes.
So nowadays people don't bother to spend so much time in
easy
cooking.
to buy.
Yeah, that's the payoff. About the roti, right?
Yeah.
That you will not pass it to your next generation,
They're
right?
they're not interested.
So you share with me this book, and I think that is great because Can you tell us about this cookbook?
This cookbook was put out by my high school. I went to Naparima Girls High School, and this book was put out by it belongs to my school, and there are recipes. It's multicultural, as it's called. So it's got all kinds of good recipes in there that you can make in Trinidad. And of course, if you have the book, wherever you are, you and your book.
Yeah, I took a look at this book and I just love it. Because I like it's simple, clear. They have the nutrition facts. It just the step of cooking is easy to follow. They have cooking tips, and then at the back of this book, it also explains that the recipe they use it here is passed from one generation to another. So I think for the cookbook is also a good source that the way of cooking can pass from one generation to another.
I'll tell you something. When people ask me how to make any particular dish, I say, go check the Naparima cookbook, including the Christmas cake, black cake we call it.
Yeah.
It's right there in that book. It's a good black cake, and I still make black cake.
Good for you. And I know that it takes hours to make it.
It is time consuming too.
Yeah. I know that you like cooking, right? Have you ever tried any fusion of food? Because you have been living in different countries like England, like
Scotland.
Scotland,
Mm-hmm.
Trinidad,
Mm-hmm.
now in Canada. Do you make any food from fusion?
Fusion. I cook dried shiitake mushrooms Trinidad style. It's not Chinese style. That's the fusion.
Can you recall as a child for your family to get the ingredients for cooking? How do they get the ingredients?
As a child, I grew up in a fishing village on the south coast of Trinidad. We had a grocery shop. So we had goods in the shop. Food was available in the shop. Fresh fruits and vegetables were provided by the villagers. They would come into the shop and we would buy the fruits and vegetables. We always had fresh fruits and vegetables. Because we grew up by the sea, fish was always available. We ate fish often. What else about that? So that is, yes, we had chickens. So we had meat, chicken and eggs. And every weekend, one of the villagers would slaughter a pig. So we had meat.
Oh, that's good.
And we also had a wild meat game that hunters they'd go in the forest, catch the animals, and we would buy the meat from them. Yes, we had enough food.
So it seems that you have a lot of fresh produce,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Compared in Toronto now, you don't have much fresh seafood,
Yes,
right?
we have. In fact, I think we have a wider variety of fresh fruits and vegetables in Toronto because the Toronto groceries have foods from all over the world. There's a bigger variety in Toronto.
Oh, so you have a bigger choice
Yes.
as a consumer
Yes, yes.
to get different products,
Mhm.
even from other countries,
Mhm.
right? So for you, what do you prefer? The fresh produce that you experience in Trinidad or in Canada now?
But we get the fresh produce up here too.
Yeah.
We have West Indian groceries. You go into West Indian grocery and the Chinese groceries and you can get all of that.
Yeah. So
No, I'm not lacking at all.
one thing I like about Canada is because it's like multicultural, right?
Yes, yes.
You can find different ingredient stores from different parts of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a very good choice of food.
Bigger choice than when I was
bigger
growing
choice.
up.
I
Mhm.
agree. Yeah.
Not the fresh fish. I miss Maruga fish.
Yeah, it did bring a good memory from
Oh
the
yes,
past, right?
fresh fish from the sea, not fish that have traveled for I don't know how long.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. I know that now you are living alone, right?
Mhm.
Who prepared the meal for you?
Yes, I still cook for myself, but I get food from my friends and neighbors and my children, and we can always buy food. Food is easy to get, so food is not a problem. But I still cook and I like to bake, and I still make my Christmas cake.
That's hard. I heard that you say you spent
Yes.
how many days?
No, it doesn't take how many days, it's how many steps.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's a lot. The prepping is what takes the time for the cake. Once you have everything prepared and in place, the day to put everything together is easy.
Mm.
That final day of making the cake is easy. But it is the various steps.
I see. I think that you must love cooking.
I-
Otherwise, you won't spend
I always
so
like
much time.
cooking. Yes.
Yeah, that's great. What else? Can you tell me for the diets for what you have now? Do you think that is different from the past?
The what? The
The
diet? Yes, it would be different from the past. If you're talking about when I was a child, I was born in the Depression. I grew up in the war, Second World War. So we did not have, and that was a long time ago, we did not have the choices we have now. Today, there is this big availability of foods, and yes, I eat more junk food now. I eat potato chips. I didn't have that growing up. And cookies, but I don't eat too many of that anyway. So what was your question? The change in diet? Fast food. In Toronto, all kinds of fast food that are not good for you. We didn't have that when I was growing up. Right now in Trinidad, you can get all of that.
Mm.
You can get everything bad for you in Trinidad as well. All the fast foods, yes.
Yeah. So fast food really get a great influence.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I don't eat too much of it anyhow.
Do you think that for the diet you have now, do you consider the food, is it healthier or less healthier compare you and in the past as a child? Which one is the food healthier
I think it's
nowadays?
no, it's steady. I make sure that I have 3 meals: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I try to balance my meals. And when I was growing up, food was good. I can't remember. That's such a long time ago. No, maybe there is the opportunity to eat healthier now because of the choices you have. It depends on the individual.
Yeah, I agree.
It all depends on the person.
But it's such a temptation that you don't feel like spending too much time cooking. Then you tend to order the takeaway food.
Yes.
You go to the fast food shop. Yeah.
It is easy to eat unhealthy in Toronto.
Yes.
In Trinidad, as a child, I didn't have much of a choice. So I think it was healthy as a child. But now in Trinidad, it's as bad as in Toronto.
Yeah. It's very nice talking to you.
Oh, we
and
finished?
then, I learned a lot from here. You sharing about
Oh,
the
I
food.
Forgot to tell you, you had asked me what is one of my favorite foods from Trinidad?
Yeah.
Callaloo.
Oh,
Callaloo.
what about it? Yeah.
And all the ingredients can be found in a West Indian grocery
In Canada, you mean?
in Toronto.
In Toronto.
Mhm.
So basically, what you have eaten in the past
Mm-hmm.
in your hometown,
Mhm.
the Trinidad, you can still cook the food here. You can
I
get the
can cook it and I
ingredients.
can get it. All the nice Indian fast food. Oh my God! You go to a roti shop and you can get everything, and our roti shops are really good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Nice talking to you. And now I'm going home and to enjoy this roti.
Toast it.
Okay,
Put
sure.
it in the toaster.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.